Welcome to this explainer. If you use email to run your business, you already know the sinking feeling. You craft this absolutely perfect proposal, or you send out a critical marketing blast, or maybe you're just trying to reach a really valuable new client. You hit send, and then crickets. Nothing. And you find out later that your completely legitimate business email vanished straight into their spam folder. It is incredibly frustrating, and let's be real, it directly costs you revenue. But hey, don't panic. Today, we are walking through the ultimate spam folder rescue plan. This isn't just high-level theory. This is a literal triage plan you can implement right now to stop the bleeding and get back into the inbox. So, first things first, why is this happening to you right now? Well, modern inbox providers are incredibly strict. If you're stuck in the spam folder, it means you've tripped an alarm somewhere deep in their systems. To get your business emails back where they belong, we're going to run through a very strict diagnostic checklist based directly on the core rules of email deliverability. And listen, here is the golden rule for this entire process. You must follow these steps in exact order. If you fail an item in step 1, you have to fix it before you even bother looking at step 2. You cannot skip ahead. So here is our rescue plan. We are going to cover your technical foundation, then move to reputation and list health, check your sending behavior, look at content hygiene, and wrap up with ongoing maintenance. Let's dive right into step 1, the technical foundation. These are your absolute must-pass tests. Think of your technical settings as the passport control of the internet. If your paperwork isn't totally in order, you are blocked at the door, no matter how amazing your email content is. So you'll want to go to your domain registrar right now and ensure these 3 protocols are configured correctly. First step is SPF. It essentially acts as the guest list. It authorizes specific senders, like your CRM, to send on your behalf. But critically, and a lot of people miss this, you can't have more than 10 DNS lookups in your SPF chain, or the whole thing breaks. Next, we have DKIM. Think of this as your digital signature. It proves the email wasn't tampered with in transit by publishing a public key right in your DNS. Finally, there's DMARC, the enforcer. DMARC tells receiving servers exactly what to do if an email fails SPF or DKIM. You absolutely need your DMARC record set to at least P, quarantine, or ideally, reject. Oh, and one huge red flag to avoid here. You cannot send business emails from a free domain like @gmail.com or @yahoo.com through your own server. Just don't do it. Now, while you're checking your DNS, do not miss this crucial, often overlooked check: reverse DNS, also known as a PTR record. Well, normal DNS turns a domain name into an IP address. Reverse DNS proves the IP address sending your mail resolves backward to a host name in your actual domain. It basically proves your server's true identity to receiving networks. If you fail this check, you look exactly like a spammer trying to hide their tracks. If you aren't completely sure how to check this, honestly, reach out to your hosting provider today and ask. All right, step 2, reputation and list health. This is how inbox providers actually judge you. Your technical setup might be absolutely flawless, but if your audience hates your emails, you're still going straight to the spam folder. The absolutely crucial metric to keep in mind here is 0.1%. Inbox providers want to see your spam complaint rate stay below 0.1%. The absolute maximum you can ever hit before facing really severe penalties is 0.3%. You need to monitor this constantly, using tools like Google Postmaster Tools or your own provider's metrics. If you realize you're sitting above 0.3% right now, you need to pause your campaigns immediately to stop the bleeding, fix your targeting, and scrub out unengaged users. The next hard limit you have to watch is 2%. This represents your maximum ideal hard bounce rate. Now, a hard bounce happens when you try to send a message to an email address that flat out doesn't exist anymore. Hitting a few of these is totally normal, but the absolute maximum threshold before alarms go off is 3 to 5%. If you are bouncing higher than that, inbox providers will just assume you're guessing addresses. So if you're over 2% today, stop sending. Run your entire list through a reputable email verification tool right now, before you even think about launching another campaign. Which brings us to the golden rule of list health. Never, ever use purchased, scraped, or old cold lists. Period. Consent is entirely non-negotiable in modern email deliverability. You should only be sending to people who have explicitly opted in or where you have a very clear, active business relationship. If you are currently emailing a scraped list and scratching your head wondering why you're in spam, well, this is your answer. Quarantine or delete that list immediately. It is literally ruining your domain reputation overnight. If you happen to have violated any of those previous rules, you might find yourself sitting on a block list. You need to actively check major industry block lists, places like Spamhaus, Barracuda, and Sorbs, to see if your sending domain or IP has been flagged. But here is the trick, and it's important. If you're listed, do not just blindly submit a request for removal. That's a classic rookie mistake. You have to fix the underlying cause first, like finally deleting that purchase list we just talked about, and only then follow their specific removal process. Otherwise, they'll just block you again tomorrow. Moving on to step 3, sending behavior and volume. This covers your cadence and engagement. You know, how and when you send matters just as much as who you send to. Going from sending 10 emails a day to suddenly blasting out thousands of emails a day without any warning looks exactly like a hijacked spam account to an inbox provider. If you have a new domain, you absolutely must start small and smoothly increase your daily volume over a period of 2 to 4 weeks. In fact, if you are currently stuck in the spam folder, you might need to drastically throttle your volume back down and rebuild that trust gradually. Alongside volume, you have to actively manage your engagement tactics. Do yourself a favor, log into your email software today and create a segment to exclude anyone who hasn't opened an email in the last 90 days. Look, I know it hurts to shrink your list, but keeping unengaged users around is the fastest way to tank your reputation. Second, make sure you have a clear one-click unsubscribe link and honor those opt-outs within 24 to 48 hours. Finally, use real, monitored from addresses. Avoid using a no-reply at address at all costs. You want to encourage replies because reply acts as a massive positive signal to providers that you are a legitimate, trusted business. Okay, step 4, content and technical hygiene. Let's look at the actual email payload. So we've authenticated the server, we've cleaned the list, and we've paced the sending. Now what is inside your actual message? Take a look at your recent templates today. Are you sending one giant image with basically no text? Are you using URL shorteners that hide the final destination, or maybe using fake retags to trick people into opening? Because those are massive, glaring red flags for spam filters. Instead, you need a reasonable text-to-image ratio. Your links must go to clear, trustworthy HTTPS domains, and your subject lines, they need to be honest, clear, and completely free of clickbait. Also, just a really quick note on attachments. Security filters are absolutely ruthless right now. Never attach a file, and absolutely never attach an executable to a cold business contact. Unexpected attachments from unknown senders are immediate red flags. If you absolutely have to share a document, use a descriptive cloud link instead. Finally, step 5, monitoring and ongoing maintenance. This is all about staying in the inbox. Fixing your spam issue right now is great, but deliverability isn't a one-time fix. It's a permanent lifestyle. These 4 steps really should become your new weekly routine to ensure you never fall back into that spam folder once you finally dig yourself out. First, make a habit to check your postmaster dashboards, like Google and Microsoft SNDS, at least weekly. Second, actively review your DMARC RUA aggregate reports to see who is trying to send as your domain and what's failing. Third, continuously clean those lists of hard bounces and dormant users. And fourth, whenever you change a template or a domain, test those changes in small batches before you scale up to a big send. You now have the exact blueprint to rescue your business emails from the spam folder. But don't just guess where you currently stand. I want to leave you with this final critical thought. Are you absolutely sure your domain isn't sitting on a block list right this very second? Seriously, don't leave it to chance. Take the steps from this explainer, audit your systems today, and get your business back in the inbox where it truly belongs.